Good day, good night, all. Welcome back. UFC 305, and it is in the hometown of my mate, Jordan. So I thought I'd get him on the line to have a conversation and break down some of the main cards and see exactly how the UFC has been received in sunny Perth. How are we, sir?
I'm good, man. Yourself?
Excellent. We've had some sun. We know it's summer, but in
Yeah.
England it can be tumultuous. So yes, it's been good. It's been good. Can't complain
Yeah.
at all.
We can't call it sunny Perth at the moment. We are in winter, and we got a thunderstorm actually coming in at the moment. I just got like a thunderstorm warning on my phone just pop up as we were talking before.
Wow.
Um, but yeah, it's been pretty wet this week, and it's wet next week. But it's not as cold as what you get over there. That's for sure. It's
Yeah.
not too bad. Not too bad. Bit of wet's not too bad.
This is it. Keeps the plants and the animals happy, right?
That's mate. It does. Looks after the lawn. Gets on the garden. So
100%, 100%, sir. So before we get into the actual fights itself, how has it been? Like, the conglomerate itself, UFC, have been there for, I guess, just over a week now. So how has it been?
yeah, well, it's been all over the news, and I've seen all over my socials. Seen the fighters going and like getting welcomed into the country by the Aboriginals, and they've just been doing lots of little pop ups everywhere. They've been just in different gyms doing photo shoots and just doing scenic tours. But yeah, there's a good energy here at the moment. It's all like I said, all over the news. I was out for a bite to eat for lunch and a beer. After during work, and basically all the screens had all the fights everywhere we were walking. It was just everyone's interested in the fight. Big energy, obviously, with the face-offs this morning. So a bit of banter as well in the press conference. So I think people are excited to see the fights.
Definitely, definitely. And we've got your mate Steve on there, right?
Steve Ersic, he's on there. He's got a hard fight in Cara, France. So that's
Sorry, repeat that, Jordan. You broke up a little bit.
okay. Oh, sorry. I was just saying, Steve Ersic, he's got a really hard fight in Cara, France, and that's going to be awesome. Like, I'm really looking forward to that fight. They're going to both like go in real hard. Big fan of Cara, France. But Ersic, he's very tall, very rangy for that weight. So it's an
Yes,
interesting fight, that one.
very interesting fight. But I would say that Steve's obviously is a little bit more well-rounded per se. And I think that range, just based upon just looking at the statistics and the frames, etc., that
Mm,
long rangey, well-rounded athlete generally should beat the striker with the excellent
yeah,
takedown defense.
yeah. And Steve's like, he's so good on the ground. I don't think he's really had an opportunity to really show that
Mm,
to the full extent. But we've watched him fight since we were in like teenagers here in Perth. Um, to be honest, didn't think a lot of him back in the day. It was a young looking kid doing this thing in MMA. The MMA scene wasn't really here that much at that time. The actual octagon was banned in Western Australia at that time while he was doing it as well. The MMA scene just wasn't very big in Australia, to be honest. But he's been involved in the sport for a very long time, so he's very, very skilled. I know Daniel's wrestled with him and says he's really, really good at what he does. Really strong, lots of pressure, really technical as well. And it just seems to be everyone. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just you see some guys and they just make it work and they make it
yes.
look effortless.
Mm.
It's like when they're that skilled, they're just they just manhandle people. So he's super good on the ground as well. And I don't think he's had the opportunity to really show that yet. And his striking's just gotten heaps better as well. Like I think he was just a wrestler, and now
Yeah.
his striking is catch people with good crisp hands, um, good movement and stuff. So exciting fight, man! Exciting fight. Cara Francis, he's a warrior. He comes forward to fight. He's full of firepower. So
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his. Big fan of his style of fight. Um, and it's just exciting to see how it plays out.
So what explain to, if you can, what is the rivalry with New Zealand and Australia?
Oh,
What?
I wouldn't say there's a rivalry. There's no rivalry. We're probably brother sister countries, to be honest.
Okay.
There's no rivalry. Nah, not like you guys in England with the people next door over the football. You bastards fucking hate each other as much as fucking most countries hate each other.
This
You guys
is
are
it.
wild. We're not like that, to be honest. No, not we. Yeah, we love our Kiwi brothers and sisters. They're great people, man. Like, and they've got a great relationship with Australia. We've got a country, probably the most multicultural country in the world, I dare say.
Yeah.
And they're a huge part of the country. So, and that's so close to home for them, so they can obviously fly back and forth and stuff. I think there's some. I think we got like different visa
Requirements.
like allowances between the countries. Yeah, so it's easy to get in and out and become a resident and then try get citizenship. But
So it's more
no,
of a
it's just
friendly.
it'd be a friendly rivalry more than anything. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, but we always support each other. I always get behind the Kiwis as well.
Perfect. What would you? We all know it's going to be. It should be on paper. This should be a very exciting fight, and I would imagine it's only going to be. It's the co-main, so it's going to be a 3-rounder. I don't expect this to be a stinker, but have you got a prediction,
Who's the co-main?
Steve?
Steve,
Stephen
he's
Kai?
the co-main. I think Steve. I don't know. I think Steve's too long. I don't know. I just think, like I said, he just makes it happen sometimes, man. And I've just got a feeling he's gonna make it happen. But you can't count out Cara France. He's a little warrior.
He is.
He
He
can
is.
hurt anyone. He can hurt anyone. It just depends where the fight goes. It really just depends where the fight goes. I like the energy between the two. Obviously, Steve's very relaxed and laid back. Cara France is like I was listening to one of his post-fight or post conference interviews, and he's just excited. He just wants to show that energy tomorrow. He reckons when they do the proper face-off, and then obviously he wants to bring that energy to the fight and talking about feeding off the negative energy and harnessing that. So he's gonna, I don't think it's gonna be overwhelmed at all. It's gonna be like a war, and the crowd's gonna love it. So I think, hard one to call, like I said, but I think Usyk too long, too well-rounded, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
That if it goes down, then fuck. If he's long limbs, those long guys on the ground, fuck, they do damage. They're so hard to fight. So yeah, I reckon Usyk.
One thing I'll add to it, Jordan, one thing I would add to it would be the experience of Kai Kara France, 24 and 11.
True. Yeah, absolutely. He's got way more experience on the big stage.
Yeah.
But then you look what Steve's done. He's just rolled in and had a couple of fights, and he's done really well. And he goes for fucking title shots, and gone and done it in like Brazil against, and he did fucking awesome. Like people say he won that fight, So like, and that's his last fight, or that is his last fight.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
So he's coming off the back of that with that energy, with that hunger. On a home Australian crowd now, so fuck, it's just going to be the best man on the day who can implement their skill and for the enjoyment of us.
Ultimately, it's going to be really fun. I'm very much looking forward to that.
That's a good one.
It's definitely a good one. Let me mix it up as well. Let's go to the heavyweights. Tai Tuivasa.
Yeah.
Biggie
Bam,
boy. Yeah, bam bam. Well, that's a very it's an interesting one, right?
Oh yeah. His opponent's a fucking weapon, isn't he?
He's very skilled. He's very skilled.
He's got power and he's fit, man. He's fit.
Yeah.
He looks fit. He doesn't look like a big boy, like a fat boy, He's like a big strong man. He's quite lean in the guts.
Yes.
I haven't actually seen them stand next to each other yet, to be honest. I'm curious to see how they look facing each other, how they measure up.
Yeah, I
haven't seen them stand. Yeah.
In that face-off, they did a face-off. I think Ty is a little bit taller. I think from that.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I only briefly saw it before I left to go to work.
Yeah. It's hard to say. Yeah. That's just it. But heavyweights, it's like one shot. That's all it takes. Those boys just flip it.
Yes.
Who lands?
They both have the capability, as you say, to get this done. This is, I think, this is a bout that has been put together to get Ty back on the winning streak, because I think Biggie Boy is not necessarily. I think he's on a losing streak. I may be incorrect, but I'm sure he is.
Okay.
So it's a fun one. It's definitely a fun one. He said that
They
he's not.
they both had a couple of losses, and so they both had a couple of losses. Both
Yes,
both sort of been a redemption. Both hungry.
100%, 100%.
Yeah,
I think the difference is Ty needs to tidy it up a bit.
yeah,
He gets
yeah,
hurt,
yeah,
and he's entertaining as hell. We all love
yeah,
the character, but he just
yeah,
swings way too well, gets himself out of position. Then they punish
yeah,
him, so he just needs
yeah.
to tighten that up a little bit.
Does yeah, and that's where I think this other guy's he's tidy, man. He's pretty tidy. Like, I was watching him before and some of his highlights. He's a really good stiff jab. He's got
Mm.
great guard. He's quite light on his feet for a big boy too. Like, I was watching him do the switch jump knees, looking on his
Yes.
opponent. He's got that step back and counter hook, which is super dangerous. So if
Mhm.
Ty's coming in wild and tired, man, he's gonna get jabbed and hooked off this big boy's left. But yeah, interesting. Like I said, interesting fight again. Ty, love Ty. Yeah, Bam Bam's like you said, absolutely entertaining as hilarious. He's given us some wicked fights and knockouts. I always get behind him, man, for sure.
Yeah.
But he has to, yeah, like you said, he's gonna really. I think he just needs to tidy it up, make it real sharp. I'd love to
Mm.
see him sharp. Imagine the tight guard, just fucking whack, 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 whack. You know, like
Exactly.
real, just tight. Don't. You know, play
Hooks.
too much of the game. Don't play so much of an emotional game. Keep
Yeah.
focused and keep it tidy and keep it sharp. And he could be so fucking like he could be the best. You know, with that power and he's skilled. You know, but
Yeah.
with like you said, if he just needs to tidy it up a little bit. But he only takes one shot, and he can put that guy away any day.
100%.
Man,
And
he's
let's
done
not
it
think.
before, man. He's done it before. It's got power on that shot. So he's got to get it. I think he's got to find that early. And if it goes too long, the other guy's going to get on top of him.
Excellent
It's tied
points.
by first round or half of the second round. And
Yeah.
then from the second half of the first round onwards, it's the other boy for sure.
Yeah, but he has made a concerted effort. He has trimmed down a little bit, as we've
Yeah.
noticed. He has trimmed down, so his cardio game has improved a little bit. Let's not forget those heavy leg kicks that Ty can produce.
Yeah, he does. But the other boy does too, man. What's it? Sorry, I keep calling the other boy. What's his name? I don't know his name.
Biggie boy, just call
Tyson.
him Biggie boy. Jairzinho.
Yeah, yeah. He's got hard like he's got really hard kick leg kicks. I was watching him and he's smart. He's very fast and flicky and he comes back
Very.
up with the hands and then he's sharp with the jab. Like that's all he has to do to sort of beat Bam Bam too, is just be straight down the middle, keep on him, and start picking your shots as he gets tired and starting to hurt him, you know.
Mm.
And he puts the pressure on. Like if he hurts people, he just rushes them. Like he comes in, maybe gets countered by Bam Bam in doing so. So you just don't know how it's gonna fucking play out.
Yeah, yeah,
I just want to see
yeah.
them both bite down and just have two gorillas go at it.
Let's do it,
Absolutely
Max
just
Holloway
go to
style.
war. Yeah, yeah. Point to the center and just put it on for the Perth boys.
That would be so entertaining.
Thank
But
you.
Jairzinho says, I'm not gonna stand in the middle and brawl with you. I'm gonna be technical, matey. Yeah, no.
Yeah. And that's the smartest option. That's his smartest option. You don't want to sit there and just say, yeah, let's flip a coin with Bam Bam. That doesn't end well. That doesn't end well.
Yeah.
And he knows that. He's smart. They're veterans in there. So that's what we want to see for entertainment.
Indeed.
And I think they might even get to that point. You never know. All it takes is one person to get tagged, and then it's all on.
Then the game plan goes out the window. Let me
That's
throw.
He'll be killed.
Definitely. Hey, explain to now we've been talking about Bam Bam. The shoey.
Oh, the shoey. Yeah. Pretty gross.
It's pretty, I would say so, but there's lots of people who say, yeah, oh, yeah, it's gross, but it's something that we do, kind of thing. Like,
yeah.
How did that come about?
It's not common. If you ask me if it's like what every fucking my next door neighbor does, and we go out on Christmas and we have a shoey, nah. It's more of a bogan thing. You know what a bogan is, yeah?
No.
You heard of bogan?
No.
Bogans. It's just like a little Aussie slang word for just a rough bunch is a bogan. A rough bunch. It's probably the best way to say it. I'm probably a bogan as well. I'm sort of a bogan, I guess, as well.
Semi-bogan.
I don't do semi-bogan. Once a bogan. But yeah. No, shoey, they're pretty gross, but they're funny to watch him do it anyways. I always laugh at someone having a shoey.
I mean, I get the kind of get putting the alcohol in the shoe and drinking it, but the other part to it, which I'm not going to verbalize, that's odd.
What part's that? What about spitting in it?
Yeah.
fucking horrible. They're spitting that thing
That's
before
what,
shooting it.
before or after. I'm not 100% sure. I think before possibly, but it's like, why would you even?
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, just mongrels, man. That's just it's just
Yeah,
he's from a rough area as well, over east, and they're just rough boys, and
yeah,
they get off on that shit. They're like you
yeah.
know, they're just
Drinking oil and
bad men.
stuff.
Oh yeah, like you said, many of things we can't probably put on camera, but yeah, they good value, good fun, man. Great
Definite.
entertainment. It's one of a kind. You don't get that anywhere else.
Not at
Um,
all.
but yeah, not for me. I'm not drinking out of shoes, no, thank you.
No, no. Maybe a brand new shoe. Let's christen
Yeah,
this shoe, maybe.
yeah. But you see him. He's like on the cage, and he's like, "Someone give me a shoe." Like, fucking who's throwing the shoe? Some old bloke with like a rubber old boot, and then just a fishing boot comes flying up. And you're just grabbing a fishing boot.
This
Horrible,
is
man.
it. Well, I
So,
guess
but no, if you're that excited, I guess his blood be pumping. So he's like, "Fuck it,
blood,
someone just give me a go."
yeah, blood's
Wants to do something
pumping,
wild.
adrenaline's
Yeah,
pumping. It's alcohol, so that should kill any bacteria apparently and germs.
yeah, true. Yeah.
Fun and games, fun and games.
What do you think of that fight? Who do you think's going to win that one? How do you think it's going to go?
As you've broken down, it's a pick'em. It's definitely a pick'em. I think Jairzinho has more than enough tools in the toolbox to get this done. If he's smart,
Mm,
as you say, uses that quick leg kick and just be straight down the middle, 1-2s, and that we can get this done
mm,
potentially if he's smart, first round towards the end part of the rounds. Um,
mm,
if Tai it adopts a more smarter game plan and let's go leg for leg kick and let's be more technical. Let's do the technical thing and where
mm.
appropriate, I'm gonna go like a
Yeah,
lunatic on you. That's his keys
yeah,
to success, in my opinion.
yeah. Agree, agree. Yeah, and put the pressure on as he gets out momentum. Put more power in his shots. Hit the
This is
body,
it.
hit the head. Hit the body,
Yes.
hit the head. Be good.
100%. And also crowd that real estate, swallow up that real estate. Do not have him
Mm,
pushing you back towards the cage. He doesn't
yeah,
necessarily fight as good as most fighters don't fight good going back.
yeah, yeah,
When he fights going back, he tends to do low body
yeah,
punches kind of thing rather than head
yeah,
hunting or
yeah,
hooks going up from the waist
yeah,
up. And his
yeah,
head's and his chin's up in the air. That's my only
yeah, yeah, yeah.
thing.
Dangerous, hey.
Very
Keep it tight.
dangerous.
Tight. Keep it tight.
Exactly.
Keep
And
it
but
tight and then swing. And then go back tight. You have to.
yes, but if
Yeah.
I'm
I'd
not
like to see the big boys with the elbows too. That would be nice to see. Imagine that.
but
These big boys with the
Jordan,
incorporating more elbows.
if I'm not mistaken, he comes from a Muay Thai background before he did
Is that
mixed
right?
martial arts.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
he's skilled, and hence you mentioned his jumping knees and stuff. He's from that Muay Thai, that 8-limb discipline.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, he's got good knees, like I said. I haven't seen him throw many elbows, but he catches everyone with hands. He doesn't even need to get that close to him.
100%,
Yeah, I was watching a
100%.
couple of his highlights earlier, and I was like, man, he's so dangerous with that left hand, and it's that left one when it's the closest to you too. So he's just got to reach over, and if Bam Bam doesn't have his hands up, those tiny little gloves, fucking doesn't take much, bro. I couldn't imagine getting hit by those boys in those gloves. Fuck,
Yeah,
they're huge, bro.
yeah,
And those gloves are tiny, and they're saying the new UFC gloves are fucking nastier. So
yeah.
more buggers.
You
So.
can really crack, as they say. It's
Mm.
gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm
Yeah, excited,
highly
excited.
entertained. What time will it be on for you?
I think they said main card midday, about midday, maybe like 11 o'clock or something.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah,
just excellent, man.
yeah. Just great, isn't it?
It really is. I think, well, based upon that, 12, it's still going to be a crazy time for us.
Yeah, yeah. We had a few crazy time ones recently as well, but I just watch them back.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just watch them back. I just watch them back.
Prelims, maybe you go to early prelims, maybe prelims, and sometimes I can stay up to maybe the second fight of the main card, and I'm thinking it's 2:30 a.m. or it's quarter to
You feel like
3. I'll catch the replay.
just fading. Yeah, yeah. And then someone gets knocked out, and you're like, wait, straight back up.
You just hear the crowd's going wild. Okay, let's
Mrs.
move.
Mrs. comes running.
Keep the
Gets her
noise
asleep.
What I do now is I isolate myself in the furthest wing away in the house, away from the bedrooms. So if I do make any
Oh,
noise, because I remember the missus coming down with the terrible look on her face. What kind
oh,
of noise are you
can't have that.
making?
Can't have that. Can't have that.
You know it.
Imagine that doing a podcast and she comes in and because you're too loud, you're doing a live stream, comes in.
Come
Poor
here,
Noble
you.
gets a beating live on stream.
This is be viral. Maybe I should stage something like that. I'll add that one to the repertoire. Watch this space, gentlemen.
Oh, it'd be hilarious.
It would. It would go
For
into
us,
our.
not for you.
Yes, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the lightweights. Mateus Gamrot or Gamrot even. He's taking on
Mm-hmm.
Dan Hooker, who's got the blonde hair again. He's got the blonde hair still going.
Yeah.
Very, very. I think. Well, Hooker's got more experience,
Yeah.
especially on the big stage. He's been up and down, obviously flirted with going to featherweight and all that kind of stuff, which was a terrible idea. He's back now.
It's a
This
good
is going to be
fight, man.
it's a
That's a
good
hard
fight.
fight.
It's going to be tough, man. This is
When
going to be.
was how long ago was Dan Hooker's last fight? I thought he had a bit of a break.
He's had a long break. He's had a long break,
Yeah,
man. Hmm.
that's what I mean. So, and Gamrot's probably been more consistent. So
Yeah.
it's an interesting one. But man, both of them are just warriors as well. So that's just another fucking wicked fight that I don't even know what to think. I think entertainment. That's all I think. Entertainment.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't think I could put who I think would win in this fight.
I don't know. I really don't. Unless Gamrot just
Yeah,
basically
yeah,
shoots. I'm not even going to do
yeah,
anything but shoot.
yeah. I wouldn't want to see that. Don't tell me that one. That sucks. That's a shit outcome, bro. That's not fun. Fuck, that'd be horrible.
It
And
would.
then he shoots into a step up knee and gets iced, and the crowd goes wild.
That's what I'm
That'd be,
thinking because Gamrot can throw hands. He's
he
skilled.
does, man. Yeah,
He's definitely
yeah,
skilled. I think as he does, he'll mix the hands up, legs, whatever, wait for the opportunity, go for that blast double, or the single, run the pipe and all that kind of stuff. But I do see a world where Hooker really stings Mateus, really
yeah. So
stings
do I.
him to the
Yeah,
point where
everything he'll hit him with will sting, man.
yeah.
Everything. He throws power. He always throws power.
Mm,
He sits down on his shots, all of them. He'll be hungry to make a statement. He will be. He's entertaining as hell. I love watching Dan Hooker.
yeah,
But like I said, Gamrots, he's great as well, man. He's tough. He's a big boy, man. He's a big boy.
he
I
is.
think he might be bigger than Dan. Like if out of camp, maybe. I don't know.
They're close. They're close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's what
Dan is quite tall as well. I think I forget sometimes how tall he is. So
very
he's
tall.
quite tall, quite long.
Hmm.
So he just carries his weight a little differently than probably Gamma. But great fight, great fight.
100%. They've really stacked this main card, really. They've really stacked it.
It's awesome, isn't it, man? It's
It
awesome.
it really is. It's going to be so
Just
entertaining.
full of excitement. You just know they're exciting fights. Like, you're just like, that's a banger, that's a banger, that's a banger. Let's
Yeah. Let the
And the
good
Aussie
times roll.
crowds, like we get right behind it. The last couple UFCs that they had here were fucking, the energy was huge. And like everyone that fought on the card was said the same thing, was just
Yeah.
crazy energy, and they
Yeah.
loved it. And that's why it's come back. So it'll make the show. The boys are all going to try and put on their best performances. Obviously, a lot of Aussies and Kiwis on the cards, the main cards for all the way throughout.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be exciting, man. It's going to be super exciting.
And I think I guess another factor of it as well is the popularity, the rise within, New Zealand and Australia within MMA, and the fact that you're not getting 2 or 3 UFC events every year. You're getting one every every year, maybe every other year kind of thing. So you're gonna get that buzz. You're gonna get people who are really look up. They're in town. The boys are back.
Yeah. Lots of people flying in. Like I remember when they said they were doing ticket sales, that they were just getting snapped up by international. So obviously a lot of people flying to Australia to watch it. A lot of people flying to WA from the East Coast to watch it. They weren't cheap tickets this time either. Like they were more expensive. Yeah.
That
Essentially, I know
seems
one of my mates. They're about almost twice as expensive as last time. So
yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of people were fighting over them. They didn't last long, and I'm sure there's a lot of tickets fucking getting scalped at the moment for like stupid money for people wanting to get it this weekend.
Of course, it's unfortunate that's the model, and they're doing it everywhere. The
Mm.
UK, the cheapest seat you could get in the UK for the Leon Mohammed, that was, I think it was
Oh
like
yeah,
300 plus, 350 plus or something like that for
yeah, it's
nosebleeds.
expensive. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah, crazy money, man.
it is. So, we know obviously the
It's
promoters need,
exciting. It's exciting,
yeah.
but yeah, as long as could be cheaper. Some of those stadiums fit so many people, bro. Fuck. It
And
fits so many people.
they
Add it
all
all up, and that's just like you said. That's just the nosebleeds. Like start adding it up, man. And then you get obviously your pay per views as well. Sponsors. They got a
yes.
lot of money.
A ton load of money. Um, you know, that's what makes the UFC as great as they are. To the fact that to
Yeah,
the casuals, mixed martial art is the UFC. They're doing a
yeah,
wonderful
exactly.
marketing job.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You do UFC, bro? You remember those ones? Hey, do you do UFC? Like, no, I don't do UFC. I don't even do MMA. I don't do either.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, did you watch the UFC stuff? When? What night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
They,
they always know so much as well, don't they? They always know so much. They're quick to give an opinion. Like,
the experts that they are. Indeed, the couch surfers. So the main event of the evening, Mr. Is Israel Adesanya is trying to be the third time middleweight champion.
hmm hmm
One of the most dazzling and exciting fighters, not necessarily so much in the latter part of his championship reign, but he was so exciting. I think
Yeah,
he has the opportunity because he's got nothing to lose per se, but
hmm
everything to win. So if
yeah,
Israel can be back in that flow state where we saw him doing the most ridiculous things in that octagon, striking the takedown defense, he was making people look silly out there.
mm,
If he can go back and harness that energy,
yeah,
I think he can most definitely take the strap. But on the other hand, we've got, that was the irresistible force in Israel, but the immovable object in Dricus, who's got similar experience, double two division world champion EFC. He's come on the scene within the UFC in a quick amount of time, and he's improved and improved and he's improved, and he's got some power, man. He can crack.
he does, man. Absolutely, absolutely. Look, I only just remembered the Whitaker fight he had, bro.
Mm.
When he finished Whitaker with those hands, I watched the highlight because I'm not a huge UFC fan, like MMA fan. I don't have a lot of time, so I only watch fights that really excite me or fighters that I do know. I never watch full cards, to be completely honest with you. I'm always just catching up.
Hmm.
But yeah, sorry, my thing was about to fly up. So who are we talking about again?
Dricus. Dricus is
Vegas.
in Israel.
Yeah, but sorry, yeah, with him and Whitaker. Sorry, my bad. Man, like I watched a highlight of him and Whitaker, and man, he's sitting down those shots, and it was just he absolutely just obliterated him. I know Whitaker said he wasn't feeling good that fight, but man, he didn't fight like that against Strickland, did he?
Nope.
Not like that. I forgot all about that. So he's a dangerous man. And watching him hit pads in Perth, he's in great nick for this one. He's strong, man. He's thick, like you said, movable force. But Izzy's too. I don't know. He's way too creative, way too slick. He fucking hates him as well. So hopefully that doesn't work against him. I think he'll harness that. I don't think he's the type of guy to actually let that get to him.
Yeah.
I think the only way you see Izzy fail is if it's just he's not on mentally himself. I don't think he's too much. I think he's very, very mentally switched on when it comes to others trying to affect with his head. But I think if he's not right in his own head for his own reasons, that's when he's probably not going to fight his best. But man,
You say that, and you know what has just come to mind? Oh, sorry. When you say that about the emotion,
Mhm.
do you remember? Did you watch the press conference today?
Oh yeah. He
So,
was
so
did
you
he
saw
cry?
he
Yeah,
cried.
but did he?
He,
He did,
he,
yeah.
he did. Because
Yeah.
Dukas said something, because there's been some interesting stuff, and unless you've got a very, a
Yeah.
large
Yeah.
database of memory capacity in your brain, you won't remember all the bits and pieces. Now,
Yeah.
it, Israel has said that he had servants and stuff growing up, and people who that used to bathe him, etc., until a certain age, and then he said, "No, I want to do it myself," like all this kind of stuff.
Who's
So,
that? Is he
is
or
he?
Dricus?
No,
Yeah,
this is
okay.
what is, yeah. Um, so Dricus said, wait a minute, you're talking this poverty stuff and whatever, but you've got servants, you had servants. And that's when Israel started getting very emotional and saying, well, look, no, me and my father had to clean whatever so
Yeah.
my mum, got really
Banks or
emotional.
something. So yeah, banks. Well,
Yeah,
my mum was my mum was studying to become a nurse.
that was
Yeah,
it.
he got upset
Yes.
about it. Hey? Yeah. 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 I don't know.
That may, in my opinion, that so we don't. Have you ever seen Izzy cry before? Get that emotional?
I don't know. I didn't think he cried when I seen it, but to be honest, I seen
He was wiping.
Dricus leaving. I didn't see it. Nah. I seen Dricus walk and say, "Oh." There's a little clip that was on socials where he was just saying, "Oh, didn't mean to make him cry." Like, where does he walk down and like laughed about it? So I was like,
Okay.
"Oh, did he actually cry?" But I've only seen highlights of the presser.
Okay. Yeah.
I seen
Yeah.
it during my work lunch break. Yeah. Was he actually proper bowling? Was he?
Yeah. He was trying. His voice was going and
That's
everything. It really. I've never. And that is not a good place for a fighter to be, in my opinion.
no,
You either. It's
no, I
either
didn't
going to
realize.
be. You're going to harness that, as we've said, and use it,
Yeah,
or that's
yeah.
just going to destroy the whole thing.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's gotten over him. His emotions have gotten over him, haven't they?
Mm.
But
That's which is
he's
worrying.
obviously very they're emotionally he's emotionally invested in this fight because of the past history between the two.
Yeah.
This whole I'm South African, you're not South African. I live in South Africa. Like this whole battle. I'm the real South African champion.
Mm.
Those comments. He probably takes those a lot to heart.
Yeah.
Obviously, like with like Ngannou and Usman as well.
Yeah.
Um, he
It,
thinks on their behalf, not only on his own behalf. So he's emotionally invested. And then I think obviously Dricus is a champion and he probably hates Izzy as well and has his own, they've got their own beef. So,
mm, it's
but
an
if he's crying, man, that means Dricus is in his head big time. And he's obviously overly emotionally involved with this fight
yeah.
and taking what he's saying to heart too much.
And I get it. I
This is why
understand.
I don't fucking do this shit. This is why you shouldn't be doing this dumb shit. I'm just gonna come back and say that now. I'm gonna cut to this point. It's what I hate about UFC. It's what I fucking hate about mainstream MMA. It's these characters. Everyone's trying to play a character. Everyone's trying to play this game. It's a soap opera. It's gay. It's stupid. It's just. It's not really that. It's a bit entertaining when it's laughable,
Yeah.
but the disrespect that comes out of it's fucking shit. Yeah, the sort of people playing characters and not being themselves, it's gay, it's shit. I'm not a fan of it. And then you see it get to this point where people are getting so emotionally involved, you might not even see guys fight their best fight, or people say fucking really offensive bullshit stuff about people's families, and that's just crossing the line. And then it's like, mate, and then you've got people wanting to kill each other. So it's like that's the problem. That's the real problem here. Is the entertainment side has brought this out amongst these two people and
Yes.
now they're overly emotionally invested by because Izzy's one of the biggest entertainers. He's not just a fighter; he's a superstar entertainer. Dricus
Hmm.
is probably less of an entertainer and just a fighter.
Yes.
He's made his climb up the ranks, and now is obviously upsetting people and going for goals. So he's using his mouth. You got to sell yourself. UFC is telling you to fucking be loud, do your thing,
Mm.
create your character, create your own hype, and this is what it's led to.
Yeah.
And now
It's
we got to see if they can, like you said, channel it, or if obviously maybe it's too much for him and fuck it might affect him on the night.
mm, looking at what we just unpacked. I think just based on what we've seen, I think it's going to affect him. I think
Yeah, it
the
sounds like it, eh?
yeah, if we remove that element out of it, and as I started with, if Izzy can come with that fresh, just coming into the UFC, I'm going for the belt kind of thing, and not be
Mm.
as as reserved and selective in regards to the shots and stuff. I mean, he's so creative.
Yeah, that's the
He's
other thing, yeah.
such a creative striker that he has more than enough tools to beat Drickus, more than enough.
Yeah, yeah.
But
No, you made a good point about not being too reserved for sure. Yeah, we've seen him fight like that, and no one wants to see that fight, and that doesn't end well for him ever.
mm,
He never does well when he doesn't start strong, but when he starts strong and he's there and he's present and he's fucking on, then
yeah,
it's on.
yeah,
He's one of if not the best in the world when he does it. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like you said, it's been a long time for Izzy too. This is another conversation, like just like some of the others, like Dan Hooker. It's been a long time since they've been in the ring.
yeah,
Especially Izzy. It's been a couple of years now.
yes.
And it's all emotionally involved in this, fuck. But he's so talented and so skillful. I think he's, as a fighter, that take away the emotional bullshit that's obviously going on now. As a fighter, I think he's on elite. He's worlds above Drickus,
Yeah.
worlds above when it comes to being a striker. Drickus has that pressure. He's great. He's strong. He's done well. He's done average. You don't see Izzy do average. You see him sort of be lazy, or you see him obviously have a bad night. But yeah, if it comes down to two guys mentally there on the night, I just see Izzy just doing this thing, picking his shots, piecing him up, pulling off something crazy. Unless he gets caught, unless he gets caught, and it's anyone's game in those small gloves. Yeah, but if he's emotionally invested, man, Drickus looks focused, man. He looks way more focused. He doesn't look upset, he's there.
Yeah.
He's there. And he doesn't like Izzy at all. He's very, very assertive in himself.
Yes.
Has been with Izzy since the beginning. So if he's focused, fuck, man, he's probably got the momentum going into it now after today.
And I understand the point from both fighters. Their responses, should I say, because Drickus says, I want to be the first African to still be living, training out of Africa, whereas the other African champions aren't living there anymore. Now that in itself, if we just look at the surface level, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You peel a few of the layers behind and you can say, okay, well, it's South Africa and there's been a history of problems there, but we're just sticking with the surface level.
Yeah, yeah. And also, like, obviously, he's like, we're talking about Usman,
yes,
Ngannou, and Izzy as well, and him. It's almost funny as well because obviously they're of the darker complexion skin. He's obviously the white gentleman, Afrikaans. So there's that sort of, I don't know if that's another part of their history or maybe ill feelings as well. And like obviously him being the one claiming to be the real South African or the real African.
Yeah.
But like, to his defense, like he's always said, like, I'm the one that's lived, born and raised here. I still like live here. I fight here. I'm bringing the belt back here.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Izzy's obviously taken it the wrong way, but I think Drickus has also said it the wrong way. And they've also had their standoffs and stuff. So they've both said things, neither are perfect. No one's right. No one's perfect and no one's right, They both said the wrong things. They've both done the wrong things,
Yes.
But that's the entertainment game they're playing. And now they've actually emotionally invested in the hatred towards each other. It's not just a show. It's not a show. He's crying. It's not a show. We've seen the Connors and the guys, and you know what? They talk a bit of shit and they want to get in his face and they'll shove each other and, they go out the back and they'll just hands and knuckles, good shit. I'll see you tomorrow. Sell that fight. Let's go. These guys aren't selling the fight. Maybe they are. There probably is this. Obviously, they are. There's an element to selling it, but they generally hate each other. And it's at the point now where at least Izzy is way too emotionally invested in it.
I don't see this going all 5 rounds.
No, neither. No way.
4th round, maybe at the very latest. Someone's getting finished. Yeah. Someone's getting done. Turn out the lights. The party is over.
Yeah.
So that indeed wraps up the main cards. I think we're going to be highly entertained. Highly entertained.
I'm gonna ask you before, if you move on to something before we go, is what's your thoughts on that fight, Adesanya? Not as just the two fighters, as who they are and what they can do, but with all the elements of today as well, the fight week, the history. How do you think? How do you reckon it's going to go? What's your gut feeling?
My gut feeling is that Drickus is gonna just and I'm not well sad of sorts to say this, but I think Dricus is gonna, from what he's shown, actions speak louder than words, and nothing,
Yeah,
no one knows until that cage door is locked, the bell
yeah,
rings, and we see the fight. But from what I can see, Dricus is laser focused, laser focus. There's no
yeah,
excuses. There's no I'm taking a break to do this, blah blah blah. And there's none of that. It's I'm fit, I'm healthy, and I'm gonna beat Israel Adesanya. Israel
yeah.
initially was talking a lot of good stuff. A lot of it was very much. It sounded like he was burnt out. That's what it sounded like to me. He was fighting way too
Oh, he would have
regularly.
been though. Man, he would have been like.
Yeah.
You know what his record's like? He's had hundreds of fights. He's had
Hmm.
over 100 fights. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like obviously I'm from Perth, Australia. I've been watching him on the like New Zealand and Australian fight scene fucking 10, 15 years, man. He's was Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, 8-man tournament winning. Man, he's done so much more than his UFC career, bro. That guy
Exactly.
is not, bro. Like his UFC career is like one slice of his pizza.
It's a
That's
slither.
one piece of it, bro. That's all it is. It's a bet. Look how much he's done in that slither.
Yeah.
You know, he's so active, bro, and he just, like we were talking about before, his run, he just obliterated people with such fashion,
Mm.
such dominance,
Yeah.
with such a strong presence, entertainment. You know, he's a
Mm.
dancer.
Yeah.
So love him or hate him now. Obviously, he's taken his character very, very to the most extreme end. But love him or hate him, you're gonna watch him. You know, so
Yes.
and you can and that's the thing with these characters like him and Connor, whether you love them or hate them, they're so talented and so good at what they do. They're captivating. You know, they create an energy and excitement whenever they're in the ring or in the cage. So yeah, it's exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah, I agree with you though with like your comments about Dricus and his energy, his laser focus. And his his lack of excuses. That's what you want. That's what you want. You want to just be like, I've done the work. I'm here. I know what I got to do. That's it. Obviously, Izzy's got a lot more things going on mentally. That's for sure.
He is. And also, let's look at it. He doesn't need to fight. Financially, he's set.
No,
He's
no, you're
set.
right.
Absolutely. Just like,
So then you go back to so you have to give him credit for that, because it's like he could be doing a Connor right now and not coming back and doing and fucking around on yachts and doing these little side quests.
mm,
But he's a fighter. That's what he is like, and he loves doing it, and he wants to test himself, and he
yeah.
wants to come back, and he's got a fucking really cool story with this Dricus,
Yes.
So it's exciting, It's great for the fans.
And let me add this. That's what I think is going to happen. But what I think would be nice, because and this is for the UFC purposes as well,
All
and
right,
for us.
so this is perfect world. This is
This is
Noble's
perfect world.
world.
Israel,
Fairy tale ending. Tell me your
fairy
fairy tale
tale.
ending.
So I've got the little wand. I'm waving the wand around.
Yeah, go
Israel
on.
will
Go on.
beat
Yeah.
a close
Yeah.
victory, a decision victory. Some people will say, well, yeah, I'll say close. And based upon
Mhm.
that, we do an immediate rematch.
Yeah.
Dricus will then, because most people, there'll be a section of the population who will say, Dricus won that. He was close, but
Yeah.
Dricus won that. And the other half will be
What
saying,
if
no,
you-
no.
what if you not no rematch, it's a knockout.
Well, look,
Make them
Dana,
all fight for a shot again. Make them all fight for a shot again.
look, if Dana, if
I'm a little bit salty about Strickland and Dricus. I thought Strickland won.
yeah,
Do
okay.
you think Strickland? Yeah, I thought Strickland won
No,
that.
I don't. I think Dricus won.
You reckon he won that one?
I
Yeah.
think
I
it
reckon
was
it was
definitely,
close, man.
it was super close. It was super, for me, the reason I gave it to Dricus was the damage and the
The
aggression.
kicks and the aggression, yeah.
Yeah.
I felt he mixed it up a bit better with the
Mm-hmm.
kicks and stuff for sure. I think Sean left it too late.
Way too late.
Yeah.
He turned it on, but
it was a hard one. Hard one for me, that one. No, it's a hard one.
Yeah, it is.
Because
But
they both had moments, but they both were too standoffish as well. Like I didn't really like that fight, to be honest. It wasn't that great a fight.
No, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best. And let's look at it. Sean Strickland, he's got a very basic one-dimensional style, which works. It's not entertaining. He's an entertaining person himself, but watching him fight, I don't find that style entertaining at all. I'm sorry, guys. I don't find it. I mean,
you have to respect it though because of how how much he lands. Like
Oh
the jab
yes.
is so good. The jab is so good, and he's standing up big and tall in the
Yeah.
MMA cage. Like that's fucking doesn't
Philly
really happen, man.
Philly shuffle
You know,
style,
Philly,
yeah.
yeah, Philly style. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't happen. And he does some pretty amazing things. Like look at him and Izzy. Like that was fucking incredible. You know what I mean? So I was really enjoying his story when he beat Izzy because no one expected that.
Now
No
that
one
was
expected that, and that was just
it was
oh
entertaining as hell. Now that
yeah,
match itself was entertaining because again, pressure,
yeah,
pressure,
yeah,
pressure. He was checking the kicks,
yeah,
punch. I mean, like
yeah,
that, but we didn't get
yeah.
that energy when we had Drickus in the cage. He
Wasn't
wasn't
happy. I wasn't
pushing
happy.
him.
I wasn't happy. So
Mm.
that's where I'm saying if Izzy knocks out Drickus, gets his belt back, Strickland Izzy too. Let's go.
Okay, that's where you go. Okay, I like
Yeah,
it. I
that's
like
what I
it.
want. I like. Yep,
Yeah. So
yep.
then, so no, okay, I like it. Let's change the
Give him
magic
his
wand.
shot, and then Drickus gets the winner.
Drickus gets the winner. Yeah, I like it. But it's okay then. So that happens. Who's winning out of Strickland and Izzy?
Fuck, bro. Again, Izzy's amazing. You know, I thought Izzy was going to win the first one, but bro, Strickland is. You seen Izzy crying with Drickus?
Yeah.
Strickland is 9 times more in Izzy's head than Drickus. Maybe not. I don't know. He can be. He's more aggressive with it, and he's just ruthless. Like Izzy's a quick-witted and smart.
Yeah.
Bit cringe to be fair at times.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure we can all agree.
Indeed.
But but that's each their own. But it's fucking Strickland, of course. But he's just ruthless. He just says the most fucking ruthless stuff that just puts you on the spot. And he says some stuff that gets under Izzy's skin big time, fucking big time, like shit that you just don't want to hear, man. So I don't
Yeah.
know. That's another good one. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. The UFC have got their own ideas anyway. So you think you know what's going to happen, and you don't. You never do.
Indeed. They've got options. I mean, what they want is Izzy to retain that strap so they can go on the run again and blah blah blah. But at the same
Get the
time,
hype. Yeah.
yeah, they've got an African market which is ripe. He's talking about going to South Africa. So if Drickus, retains in his first title defense, that should be a guaranteed ticket to go to South Africa.
You want to hope so because they deserve it for sure. They
Mhm.
absolutely deserve it.
Yeah,
He deserves it if he does that for sure. And why wouldn't they want to do that? Why wouldn't they do something different? Like why wouldn't they want to create another market and expand and
exactly.
test the waters and yeah. So in that instance, I hope if he does win, he does absolutely deserve it. I hope that happens.
Agreed. We've got a couple more hours left, and we will see the end results of these on paper very entertaining fights, Jordan.
Absolutely, man. What a card. What an absolute crazy card.
Definitely. I'll make sure I put in the description your socials and stuff, Jordan. Anything else you wanna cap up before we finish?
No, it was good to speak to you, man. I hope you enjoy the fights, and thanks again for having me.
You're most welcome, sir. You're most welcome. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and tell a friend.